Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 343 of the TTV Podcast. I'm Meso.
I'm Eljay.
I'm Muircat.
I'm Leo.
I'm StarBreaker.
And hello, everybody! Once again, this is episode 343, sponsored by 343.
No, it is not sponsored by 343. No,
Infinite baby!
no,
I love my sweet Halo Infinite gameplay.
stop
Thank
it.
you.
Stop.
The
You don't.
only news we've gotten is the Mega Block sets and the Nerf guns, by the way. Just to remind you about that.
Dude, I love hearing about my new console launch title through Mega Bloks.
Dude, I
love
love
it.
hearing about my new console launch title on a giant brick.
Yep.
Can't wait to play Halo Nerf on my mini fridge.
Dude, wait. Do you guys think that there's going to be a Halo game released for the Samsung smart fridge?
There better be. There better be. Are you kidding me? VR Halo on the smart fridge.
Dude,
No.
I'm not going to lie. I was really bummed when Skyrim wasn't on the smart fridge.
Oh my gosh.
Would you have actually played it?
Well, I mean, if I had one, yeah.
Would you have gotten a smart fridge to play?
You know, that's the question. I might
Put
have.
it on lease.
Alexa, take me to Whiterun.
Quick
All right.
the right one.
So in case it's not obvious, LJ and I are outnumbered today
Mm.
by new faces. Got some more tryouts on the horizon. Up first is Leo, who you guys should
Yes.
be semi-familiar with by now.
He's not up first though. That's not the name order message.
I'm not. I'm not.
I'm introducing the people who they know already.
Okay.
Leo's up first. It's whatever. It's Leo.
Ouch.
You know. He's whatever. Secondarily, we have Meircat.
Hey, what's good?
Who are you, my dude? For people who don't know who you are.
You know, I'm a wizard. I'm just kind of an eldritch horror that creeps into the minds of everybody who meets me. No, but I'm a musician, and I've been a friend of the podcast for about a year or two now.
You're a Pohatu.
I'm Pohatu, yo.
This is true.
Yo Hatu.
I'm Bro Hatu.
Honestly, Mir, you got Var to say something about you that I, in my 10 years of knowing him, have never got him to, I'm pretty sure, even think.
What did he say?
He said that in his mind, whenever he envisions Pohatu speaking, he hears your voice.
Oh, that's. I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh, I know exactly how I feel about that.
That's like a mimetic, like SCP right there. Right?
Bruh.
Oh my
I feel
God.
a little weird about that, but you know what? I'll take it. That sounds awesome. Thank you. That's a huge compliment.
It is, and I. He never said that about my Liwa.
You'll never be Liwa.
Shut up!
never-
You don't know that. You don't know. You know what? Mir and I, we're gonna walk into Lego HQ.
Oh my
We're gonna
goodness.
say, "Make us the toe of air and the toe of stone," and they're gonna. It's gonna happen. Okay, they're gonna do it. And they're
Bro,
gonna
if
be
I'm
like,
walking into Lego HQ, it's to buy Bionicle.
I'm working on it.
Dude, I'm gonna get the job as
Will be
Liwa
human
voice actor.
Bionicle soon enough.
I'm gonna be the Liwa voice actor.
I think.
Fly, jump, soar.
I think that at that point, every light in my life will have vanished if you.
I deep
become
think
Liwa
you should
voice.
quick hire me, Lego.
Oh.
Anyway, lastly we have StarBreaker. Is that the name you're going with?
Yeah,
Are you
that's
going
the
with
name I went with for the last 10 years, so may as well.
StarBreaker. All right.
Wait, does that mean we have to call him Star?
Yeah.
I refuse to call him Star. He will always be
Okay.
Zach.
I literally can't call. Sorry.
That's
You're
fine.
always Zach to me, fam.
I'm a part-time artist, part-time mockist, part-time sketch artist, and graphic artist, jack of all trades kind of guy.
You're a part-timer.
Pretty much. I mean, that's kind of my what I'm known for at this point. Except I might have a full-time gig going soon. Dun dun dun.
Yes.
Ooh.
The exciting. This is exciting.
Dude, I'm hyped for that. That would be
Wait.
sick.
Wait, he's not talking about us, is he?
I'm
No.
I've got
Oh,
some
man.
That was
Listen, man.
brutal.
Oh,
Ouch.
goodness.
I'm just saying, don't call this a full-time position. This is-
No.
okay. Phew.
I mean, actual work-wise.
Okay.
it's-
Oh my gosh, I was about to be
Okay.
like, no, don't rely on this.
No, at most we're interns. You
I'm
know.
moving in. Huzzah.
Quarter
Welcome.
time.
Yes.
This is my home now.
So Zach, you and Mir know each other,
Yes.
and then you and Leo know each other, and then I know all
Oh,
of you.
yes.
I don't know,
Yes.
Leo. How do you know everybody? I want to know more about you.
All right, Destiny. That's it.
No!
Ah,
I don't want to say any more because OJ's gonna stab me.
Unironically, that's how I met Meso.
And of course, we're talking about friggin' Destiny.
But you met
on...
me through Destiny because LJ recommended that I had you.
Exactly. I reached out to LJ, brought up that I like Destiny, and he said, "Hey, go talk to Meso."
So you're
Yeah,
saying
man,
that's
I had
my
already been
fault?
talking to Leo for years. Leo's my bro, Libro. You know.
Are you
So
kidding
I-
me? What am I, chopped liver?
Yes.
But like, I'm not talking about how you were introduced to TTV. Yeah,
Obviously!
Listen, you and I don't know if our friendship will be able to sustain me getting the Lima role. I don't know.
You're not getting the Lima roll, you...
Oh man.
No, you know what? Your place is not even the Solek roll, okay? It's the Qatar roll.
bruh.
All right.
Oh.
Them's fighting words. Okay.
Bring it. Bring
So-
it.
I have a brief tangent that I would like to say before we get into the topics of today's podcast.
Can we do a super chat first, real quick?
Yes, by all means.
Awesome. 26,000 down the drain. Donated $5 and said, "I usually just watch the Bonkle videos. Can someone give me the quickie on what this particular podcast is about?"
All right.
Well,
I mean, you're not too far off, man.
yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there in just a sec. Now you can go ahead.
You're in the
Listen.
right place.
For TTV 2020.
Yeah, just in case you're wondering, we will be talking about Bionicle on this podcast. Knack and Jay is kind of what TTV used to be, just with a narrowed focus, with like a two-person spin. But this episode will be a rare one where it's all Bionicle talk. Except for this first thing I would like to say, which is just a brief random story, kind of in the realm of construction.
Oh,
If you guys have any targets near you, I would very much recommend you go and check out the clearance section because they're putting a lot of the Star Wars construction sets on clearance. And, normally it's like, a few bucks off, here, a few bucks off there. But I found some on salvage, which what that basically means as a Target employee, when something goes into salvage, it means it has been put on clearance so many times and for so long that the system has essentially deemed it unsellable because it has somehow survived numerous price drops and price cuts and clearances. So the system errors out its pricing, puts it to $0, and then recommends that you take it off shelves and go, send it to be destroyed, basically.
You know what the best part about that is that I worked at Target, and that is exactly what we had to do.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I found 2 Han Solo construction figures on salvage, basically. But I caught them before they went, before they took them off shelves. So I was able to buy them for the low price of $1 each. So that coupled with the Han Solo I already bought when it was on clearance for $10. Well, I've made the squad, and LJ, I would like you to put this picture in the video, please.
Yeah.
Behold, I'm the only person in the world to own 3 Han Solo construction figures.
Oh gosh. Let me.
I
But
feel...
my sentiments are with Dark Takanuva here. I haven't seen any of the Star Wars construction shelves in any local stores for 4 months at the least.
I remember having to back shelf them, take them back into the storeroom because they just weren't selling.
Nope. It's
Ironically, in my area, they were selling out super fast.
Everything gets scalped down here, so I can't even buy things half the time. It's really annoying. However, I have a story similar to this. I don't know if I've mentioned it before. Back when G2 released and I was buying Tahu, I found a Makuda's Guide to the Universe for a penny at Toys R Us. It was really nice.
Back when
Yeah.
G2 released?
What?
When G2 released, I was just walking around. I'm like, "What's this book?" I'm like, I see a bee. I'm like, "This is a familiar bee." I'm like, "Oh, This is cool. I
For a
took it
penny?
For a penny. Yeah.
Bruh.
It was great.
What would you sell that for today?
I have no idea how much that goes for, but I'm happy that I got it.
Hello,
Yeah,
everyone. I'm Eljay from the TTV Podcast, here to announce that we have fired our first of the 3 tryouts.
Out of sheer jealousy.
Listen, man.
I got mine for $5 at my 8th grade book fair.
That's
Wait,
also not bad.
LJ, do you want it?
No, I already have it.
Okay, then why are you angry?
Hold on, wait a minute. Are you just giving this out?
No, because LJ sounded mad and I don't want to get killed again.
Oh, there's no hope for you, pal.
Again.
Dude, LJ routinely murders people who he has ire with. It's very unpleasant.
I mean, it's unpleasant for them, but
On your left, you have Han Solo with the dual pistols. He's all snazzy. On the right, you have Han Solo Rambo with the 2 giant guns. He's about to go ham on everybody. And in the middle, you have Han Solo, the actor, practicing for his new role as Han Solo in the Han Solo movie.
No, he's gonna play Han Solo on the stage production.
Oh, yeah.
My next step is to learn how to do stop motion animation so I can recreate the Star Wars Kinect Han Solo song with this figure.
Oh my god,
Dude.
Han Solo, I'm Han Solo.
Nope,
no
no copyrighted music. We've been over this many
I
times.
don't know if that's actually copyrighted.
I'm willing to bet it is, but I don't think anybody cares.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't
Anyway.
think we can call him Han Solo in this picture anymore. He's
Han
Han Trio.
It's Han Trio, yeah.
Anyway, my next step next week or next podcast, I will have disassembled all 3 of these and made the Han Solo Kata. So tune in next time.
It's just like if you had 3 Pohatus.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, that was
All right,
disgusting,
that's my story.
Meso. I hate everything about
Mega Solo.
that.
LJ, hit us with the plugs.
Okay, so here you have a plug for a light, like a lamp. And you go ahead and you stick this. Oh, sorry, wrong plug.
I'm leaving.
No, wait, don't go. All right, so a few things. First of all, just in case this video gets copped, the coppas come after us. Make sure to head on over to TTV message boards at board.ttvchannel.com. It's a good time. You have to be 13 years or older and follow our rules, of which they're really straightforward rules. People don't read them, and that's how you get into trouble. But go ahead, check them out. Additionally, LEGO author Greg Farshty is on the website answering questions even to this day. In fact, he answered a question today that we're going to be discussing later on, so stay tuned. Additionally, if you want to be a part of fun activities, including the TTV Patreon Discord server and our new Minecraft faction survival server, that's a long-running title, make sure to head on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/the TTV channel, donate at little as $1 a month, and you are all good to partake in all of the activities. And finally, make sure you head on over to Twitter to follow us for updates on podcasts and video releases. That is at the TTV channel.
There you go. And if you want to see my endless barrage of retweets, at Messinac.
No. All right.
So we've gathered you all here today. The noob trio, along with the Knack and J duo, for a purpose, for a grand design, if you will. Because today it's about time we had an update on the man, the myth, the legend, Christian Faber. Woo! Because the last time we publicly talked about Mr. Faber was, all the way back 2 months ago on our Knack and J podcast, December 11th, 2019. We talked about 14B 2020 on Knack and J, titled Christian Faber and Community Desperation. And we basically talked about the project, quote unquote, up to that point, and what Mr. Faber was doing with it, what the status of the project was, and what we thought about how the community is reacting to it. Well, it's been 2 months. About time we update, because Mr. Faber's been at it recently. So I want to take you all back on a trip back to the state of things in December, because where we last left Mr. Faber, he was teasing, some kind of mocap thing that he was doing. that was maybe somehow related to this, or maybe not. Who knows with how vague he is. And people were taking this to the extreme, like, all right, so we're going to get, Bionicle redone as an animated series, with mocap, all this crazy stuff. Maybe he'll finally take this as an opportunity to fix a lot of those long-running problems about Bionicle, like the fact that Hookie wasn't brown anymore. And, it's really important that for 14B 2020 to be successful, Hookie has to be brown. Out with the gunmetal. Gunmetal's the devil. And while you're at it, Keat Orange too. Keat Orange has to go. And so long as he does
hold
that,
on. Wait. I'll fight you on Keat Orange. Keat Orange is a good
Do you
color.
like Keat Orange?
It's a good color. I don't know if it's good for like stone characters, but it's a good color. Let's keep it.
All right.
No.
I don't disagree with you. Keat Orange is okay. So that's where we left off. But since then, he's done a few more things, and I want to briefly kind of walk through them before we fully go into it. So he posted this really bizarre picture on January 11th, which is literally the Motonui robot Vitruvian Man picture, but he edited a goofy smile onto it, and he made the robot give 2 thumbs up. And he put on the left, he put 2000, and on the right, he put 2020. And he we have another patented Faber cryptic post, that comes with this. He says, 10/1/2020, one of those special days when dots connect and destiny smiles. To mark it, I drew a smile and thumbs up on a sketch from 20 years ago. Thanks, everybody, for 20 amazing years of creativity, storytelling, and inspiration. You know who you are, and your attention and imagination might be needed soon, so there can be more than just hashtag 14B2020.
Yo, okay, real quick. Do you think that the Great Spirit Robot has the servos capable of smiling?
No, absolutely not. Well, did it not frown in TLR?
He didn't frown, but he did furrow his brow a bit.
Okay, in that case, no way for the smile.
Dear God.
Kind of just has like a big stone slate for a mouth.
Oh my God.
Hey, man. Some of us have had worse.
So, I'm just gonna I'm gonna pick a comment from each post to just read because I love it, and I don't do this to bully anybody. I'm just having fun. Toa Kaldoric says, "Wait, January 10th, 2020, when dots connect and destiny smiles. So G3 has been greenlit for October by the Great Spirits. This is wonderful news." And then somebody was like, dude, in countries outside of America, the date goes day, month, year, meaning this is... So, that was the first thing. Obviously, very important. But he follows it up with, to his credit, an actual original post called Approaching the Well of Time. This one's pretty straightforward. It's a big pit, and there's sand flowing up or down into the pit. I don't really know. There's a little person standing off on the edge of the pit, and the caption says, "Approaching the well of time, grains of sand are rising from the infinite deep, defying gravity of time. Will you dare to jump in?" Hashtag 14B2020.
Wait a sec. If gravity's inverse, if you jumped in, wouldn't you just go back out like the sand?
No, because gravity hurts.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Epic. So then he went traveling, and he posted a bunch of pictures of like desert dunes and mountains and stuff. Finally culminating in his most recent post about 14B2020, which is, in my opinion, one of the most egregious that he's ever done. Says, first of all, it's a picture. It has the Vahi in it, and it has a Toamata leg in it. 2000, 2023. Recover the past, shape the present, change the future. And the caption says, "We're at an epic point in time where the sand of time can shift and we can recover the past, shape the present, change the future. 2000B 2020. When everything aligns, great things will happen. Flex emoji."
Okay.
And
Listen.
then he's edited his post.
Mm.
He did not always have this in here, but he has edited it to say this is an old 3D rendering from before the Bionicle name was created.
Yeah.
It is a tribute to the community and symbolizes the dream of a new biological chronicle.
Of course. Okay, thanks, Faber. Thanks so much. You know why he did that, everyone? The reason he did that is because the wrinkliest of brains have gone in and have started to take this picture apart and try and dissect exactly what about it means 100% that Bionicle is coming back. And I'll be honest, folks.
So it's time for the picture.
I'm starting with this friggin' picture. Somebody, I'm saying this brain has the most wrinkles in it I have ever known a brain to have. Albert Einstein
this is the biggest brain moment ever.
Envious. Somebody posted this friggin' picture to the Bionicle subreddit. And we're like, guys, the Vahi is confirmed! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Are you friggin' kidding me? This picture has been public knowledge for literally almost decades now.
It was like
Uh-oh.
a generic. It's like I can't remember.
Hang on, everyone. We gotta go ahead and get everyone back. Hold on. We're experiencing some connection turbulence. Hold on.
It's the Vahi. He's slipping out.
No.
He's fallen in.
No.
LJ has fallen into the pit of time in Lego City.
Here we go. You guys there? Can you hear me?
Construct the Tesseract.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, fantastic. It just
Vahi.
everyone just totally cut out for a little bit there, and it's like, okay.
Oh no.
Anyway.
Well, that's a big yeesh.
No, so go ahead and start from where I last left off, and how this picture's been out for nearly 2 decades.
It's a problem, like, honestly.
The fucking Borak.
Like, first of all, using the imagery of the Vahi in particular is like, again, I think Faber is just a little out of touch with how the community is and how the community operates, because
Everyone's still with us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything was very silent for a moment.
Oh yeah, mine was cutting out a little earlier too.
No, I think
Boy,
Faber's just a little ignorant of how the community is, because after the whole G2 kerfluffle with the Vahi, like, using that imagery again and acting like it's new, like, he's had the habit all along of doing this thing where he'll recycle old concept art. This is not the first time he's done it, but it is the first time he's done it in such a way to where it could actually be consumed. That is a first. It's not good.
Yeah. Hang on, everyone.
Just saw. Babe.
Just a moment, everyone. We are once again running into some technical difficulties.
Faber has been going about like pseudo teasing, like, oh, Bionicle's coming back, but only with your help and like with community interest. I appreciate it, but I with how creative Bionicle was, I really just want to see more new IPs come out of Christian Faber, because he's obviously a very talented and creative individual. And as much as I'd love to see more Bionicle content come out, I think that this may seem a little rude to say, I feel like his time for involvement with it has passed. And
I don't think that's rude at all.
Well, it's just an opinion, but I feel like there's so much more that we could be getting from him if he left this pipe dream behind of reviving Bionicle through the community alone.
I mean, look, it's been how it's that's been how it's always been. You know, they get laser focused on the one thing that they want. You know, I said this back during the other Knack and Jay episode. It's like people want a G1 continuation. People want, a reboot. People want the Toamata. And I'm like, if he wants to make a spiritual successor that has like some themes, some commonalities, an aesthetic design, like I'm all about that. I'm down for whatever he offers. But the problem is how he's doing it sets him up for a fall. When this turns out to be not a G1 continuation, the stupid people in the community who'd like take this as Bionicle's definitely coming back, they aren't going to want to give it a chance. They're going to write it off and be like, oh, it's not Bionicle. Well, I don't care.
Yeah.
And that frustrates me. But it's entirely avoidable. I can say it's just stupid people in the Bionicle fandom, and I will stick to that. It's their fault for having that expectation, but also it's kind of his fault for causing them to have that expectation.
Yeah, for creating too high of expectations, precisely.
He's just stringing them along with like false hope, pretty much. Because I mean, if I'm gonna be real, I don't think Lego's gonna let him get the AP at all. It'd be illogical at this point.
Yeah, like that's okay. That's a good point, Leah. You bring this up. Someone has now been, they've been saying this on Reddit. My theory is that Faber is working on getting the rights to Bionicle so that he can use it, and Lego doesn't have to be involved or commit any resources to it. He hasn't actually said Bionicle yet in his pictures because it's still owned by Lego, but he is on a long and winding road, quote unquote, to get the rights. Until then, he has to keep being cryptic about it. Quote from one of his previous comments. In a separate comment, he stated that he wishes he could stop being so cryptic about it. Like, as if it's not
don't we all?
As if it's not, his fault and his own control over his project. And I'm just like, ugh.
Have we heard anything from him recently about Waveborn? I really want to see more Waveborn stuff more than the cryptic Bionicle posts.
Well,
he hasn't really said a lot about it.
Well,
you see, those don't get the likes.
Yeah, he would just focus on the things that are getting him more attention, being
That's
the Bionicle-esque posts. So why would he focus on something original when he can just funnel attention to himself through the larger IP?
Oh, you know what? Okay, you bring up a really good point. What if all of this is a long con, just to get the attention, so that way he's picking up followers, and as soon as Waveborn is ready, or whatever other Rebel Nature product is ready, he just drops it and is like, yeah, turns out Bionicle wasn't going to work out, but here's some other cool stuff. It's just like...
That's what I suspect. That's what I was saying early on.
Theory. Speculating for months is that it's just part of Rebel Nature. But the thing is, he literally just a few days ago said, because it was in response, someone said, do you all not understand PR speak? He's not going to bring back Bionicle. It's just alternative advertising for Rebel Nature / his other projects to get Bionicle fans interested. And he literally responded, no, this one is for the return of the bee in some new shape or form. The return of the bee. The return of the bee.
Oh,
man. A lot of these posts have hashtag 2020 Rebel and hashtag 14B 2020. So he's obviously trying to push both of these projects at the same time. Most of the time under the guise or the picture of something Bionicle related. Like his most recent one is this sketch of a kind of, I guess, tusked Howl looking mask wearing thing. It says, and I quote, another totally cryptic mystery Faber post, sunglasses emoji. The sun might be getting to me. Looking back at my 2001 sketchbook, there is so much untold story in the past, but it's time to put it in the quote unquote memory and reference backpack and jump into a new adventure. Hope this well of time will work as described in the manual. Hashtag 2020 Rebel, hashtag 14B 2020.
You're missing. It says Makuta in the video. Very clearly.
It's because it's an old
Holland chest Makuta.
Makuta.
Dude, I love Makuta.
I didn't see it was the video. Okay, my computer wasn't loading the video. It was just a picture.
No, yeah, that's the one image I didn't get. ready. Let me go.
Makudi the Bionic Man is super underrated.
Yeah. Community member Vakiti did a reconstruction of that picture, from the video to make it like super clear and high quality. And to its credit, this is a really cool piece of artwork for a hollow chest Makuta. I've just posted it in the patron chat.
There we go.
But it's old, it's old concepts for Bionicle. It's not, anything for his new initiative. You know what I mean? So there's only so far that I'm willing to be like, oh wow, this is cool. I don't know. Man. I don't know how to feel about it. Now, I will say, random, not criticizing him. LJ, you first pointed this out in our group. I know you're not the first person to say it. It looks an awful lot like the Mask of Control.
Yeah, no, I was
just thinking that.
Yeah. His face looks very Mask of Control-ish, but more importantly than that, the M in that Makuta, like the horizontal one, looks almost 100%. Exactly like Mask of Control. And honestly, like the whole design really reminds me of Umrak the Destroyer.
Mm-hmm.
Would not surprise me if this wasn't a concept that was used for G2.
Mm-hmm. Especially since he did work.
Not surprising at all.
He worked at least briefly on the project as an advisor, as far as I'm aware. So
yeah, I mean, no one's gonna knock the dude and say he's bad at artwork. Dude's a very talented graphic designer and concept man. It's just how this whole thing is being presented. That really bugs me, because I feel like it's such a shame. I feel like if it was presented differently, people would be on board.
If it were presented by Lego by virtue of Christian Faber, then I'd be super on board.
Either Lego spearheads this, or Faber's like, hey, I want to do a Kickstarter or something to make a pitch Lego a Return of Bionicle, but I want it to be specifically done. Here's what I want, help me, community, help me figure out the details that I want. That'd be fine. Or if he, like you were saying, just did his own thing and didn't try to connect it to Bionicle, I'd be down for that too.
Mm-hmm.
Faber, contact me. I've got a new IP.
Bruh. So that is the end of the Faber saga. He's outright stated, that it is not Rebel Nature and that it is the return of the bee. So that, LJ and I have been saying for months, this is probably just stealth marketing for Rebel Nature. This is probably just trying to make Bionicle a part of Rebel Nature. At this point, if that is what it actually is, then Faber is just an outright liar, basically. So at this point, we have to take him at his word and assume that it's not related to Rebel Nature.
Can I just make a comment that's a little segue? Can I just say that Return of the Bee sounds an awful lot like a really good grunge band album. I'm not gonna lie.
Return of the Bee.
Honestly, it kind of sounds like DreamWorks is hyping up the next Bee movie.
Yo,
I was just thinking that.
I'd be hyped.
Favorite as a
Return of the Bee. It's like a Disney presentation, and then Jerry Seinfeld walks on the stage.
Dear God, Elja,
in a bee costume.
Well,
yeah.
What were you saying, Zach? Were you saying something?
No, I was just saying that was exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
B movie something.
Nice.
Trevidor makes a good argument here. He's talking about the Lego Ben 10 construction sets. Guys, get hyped.
Wait,
14 Ben 2020.
well,
are we getting more Ben 10?
oh my gosh, no,
we're not.
Quick thing.
Yes.
If let's say Faber tries to use Bionicle in any way, the names or the designs, could Lego just shut him down in the short term or in the long term? I guess
They own the rights.
They own the rights, and I assume what he's waiting for is for Lego to let him do it, which they're not. So I don't understand what he's trying to do at all.
There is no universe that I can see where Lego will sell him the rights or let him license Bionicle as part of his own independent stuff. There's a small 1% chance that I see Lego rebooting Bionicle with his creative vision. As unlikely as it is, that's more likely than them selling the rights.
Nah, bro, I'm gonna buy Bionicle. Yeah.
You're gonna have to
Dude.
arm wrestle Christian Faber for it.
The day that LJ and I go in and demand to voice Pohatu and Lila, I'm gonna throw down $2 million in cash and be like, "Yo, will this buy me the IP?"
So
I think that this lad is either so crazy that he wants to rally enough Bionicle support to try to potentially make Bionicle references in the whole Rebel Nature project. Like maybe he wants to make it a connected continuity type thing, or he is even crazier to the point to where he's trying to rally enough support for this and like just enough community support that he goes to Lego and says, "Hey, can we make this a thing? Can we make a new line for Bionicle in some way, shape, or form?"
So he's literally trying to drum up enough hype to get Lego to be willing to do it.
Because a lot of it just falls down to what people are interested in, and
Yeah, but the thing
interested in it,
like,
people aren't going to go for it. So maybe this is all just a ham-handed plan to try to get enough support for Lego to at least consider it.
No,
It's
but
crazy, but
the thing is, online hype really doesn't determine whether or not a product will do well. I mean, we've seen this before already, many times.
Right.
So, like Lego, you know, I'm gonna Bionicle right now, at least to Lego, I assume would be a risky business practice at all in general, since how G2 was treated by the end. Why would they put themselves out there again, risking bringing it back a third time so soon after, you know, it was just put back down to rest after, what, 2 years, right, for G2?
Yeah, pretty much.
If anything, waiting...
I think the only thing he has going for him is the fact that he personally worked on it, and maybe he's counting on, hey, look, I have personally gathered this much support, and I worked on it, I know how we can do this, and then he's going to try to potentially pressure Lego into starting it over and like in that sort of way.
That's what I thought.
Again,
when this whole thing
crazy
first started,
theory, crazy philosophy. But
when this whole thing first started, I was on his side. I made videos and I was like, look, the dude has, you know, he's worked on the project. He knows why people like Bionicle. He knows why it's successful. If there was any chance this had of being successful, it would be with someone like Faber on as a creative visionary. He lost me when he, you know, went about it in such a vague, you know, haphazard way. The question was never, do people like Bionicle enough to want it back? You know,
No.
people know. Lego freaking knows that people like Bionicle. They took it off shelves to preserve that appeal that Bionicle has. They didn't want its brand, you know, name to get tarnished, you know, any further. They didn't want its sales to actively plummet. At the point in G1, they were just like plateauing. So if Faber wants to drum up some kind of hype machine, I don't really think it's going to do anything for him in the long run versus what I thought or maybe hoped he was going to do, which was, right, last time they tried this, it failed. So let me do what Lego didn't and get a community aggregate of what people want so I can incorporate what the community wants into a reboot that will actually get people hyped and actually be a good product that will honor the line and be successful. And then when I have all that mapped out, let me go pitch it to Lego. And he might be working on that behind the scenes, but the community isn't being involved.
Yeah. Dude, Faber does what Lego don't.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Now, honestly, I think I lean heavily into the whole, this is kind of just a way for him to, you know, get attention for Rebel Nature, which is fine up until a point. And I think we've passed that point. We've well since passed that point. Because if you want to get, you know, if you want to have your new project and introduce themes or references or a through line that's similar to Bionicle, go for it. You know, have as much fun with that as you can. Take that to its fullest extent. Go for it. Christian Faber has worked with Lego. He knows how these things go. He knows how things get developed and how products get put toward shelves. He was a part of that process for however many years. And he should know this isn't how this works. You want something, you want Lego to do something, right now, the best way you get something made into an actual product, into an actual theme, is through Lego Ideas. Honestly, that's how Lego Minecraft became a thing. It was a Lego Ideas property, and then boom, it's been running for the last 5 or 6 years as its own standalone theme that's been fully fleshed out and is thankfully still going. If he wants to be involved in a Bionicle anything, contact him now and be like, hey, I saw that project, the Bionicle project on Lego Ideas. You guys want a hand? I can help you out with that. That would be a really good jumping off point. And then he can get involved with that. And then he can get involved in doing whatever he wanted to do with Rebel Nature. If he wanted to work for Lego on that. He's not working with Lego on anything that is regarding a return to Bionicle. If anything, if he is working on anything Bionicle related, it's going to be a display at the Lego house or some 20th anniversary commemoration. And that is a big freaking if.
Yeah.
Maybe he thinks he has some kind of ace up his sleeve that he's not sharing with anyone.
Maybe.
Yeah, but like,
At this point, it's all speculation, I think, because he's not communicating with us.
That's the thing. Everything is
that's
speculation.
key. Like, he has to communicate. If he wants the community to be involved and get the community support towards him, he needs to, work with them to any capacity. And honestly, just seeing how he posts on Instagram these cryptic messages and occasionally replying, like, that's not helping his case at all. It's, if anything, it's just pushing people away at times.
People have taken to compiling a document of all the replies, that Faber has done in the Instagram comments, which is being done on the Reddit, and I really appreciate it. I'll put it in the description, and it's also here, just so you can read all the stuff that he's said. That really is just words. It's just words that mean nothing. So the Bionicles will come back, yes or no? His response: they are here already. They just need a new ignition.
Oh, no.
Every time I read that.
This is... I'm not... Oh.
It's just words, but dude's incredibly talented. He's a really good guy. He seems to understand why people like it. He seems to have a drive to make people happy. He's a creator. I don't want him to lose his spark. I'd love for this to happen. You have to know your audience. Rule 1 of marketing is like, don't know your audience. This man does not know how the Bionicle community actually is. Otherwise, he would know why this is a bad idea.
Yeah. Listen, Christian Faber, I doubt at this... I'm pretty sure at this point, given some recent comments you've made on Instagram, you're fairly disillusioned with us, and that's perfectly understandable. We've been more than fair in our critique and our observation of this project over the last, almost full year. However, if you'd like to quell some of these concerns, not just we have, but the Bionicle community has, please come on the podcast, discuss it with us, have a dialogue.
Message me.
I welcome you with open arms.
Yeah. And to his credit, he said at one point, in our comments, he was like, I would love to come on your show to discuss this. Just give me a month. And I gave him a month, and then I emailed him, and then I emailed him again and just got ghosted.
Yeah, well,
when was that? How many months ago?
It was literally like he started it in he started the thing in April 2019. I think he made that comment in May, and I waited until June to email him again, and then I sent him another one in like July, and just got nothing.
Let's try emailing him again. And again.
Why not?
I tried sending him. I sent him a link to Ballad of a Bleeding City, which is the Bionicle song that I wrote. I was like, yo, I just want to let you know, I wrote this song, and it's about Bionicle, and I just wanted to show it to you because you're really inspirational to me. I didn't even get left on red. You didn't see the message, dude.
That's a bummer, but dude.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. Just
all right.
Think about it this way. He's missing out.
Oh, don't lie to me.
Polluting City's great. No.
I'm not lying to you, dang it.
You're friggin' talented, dude.
Thanks, baby.
Meircat song, Ballad of a Bleeding City. It's awesome. It's just friggin' fantastic.
Accurate. Accurate. We're not saying that because we want them to like us. We're being truthful.
Yeah, you are.
Mir, we're being truthful.
We're being sincere. Take our sincerity.
Dang it! All right.
That's basically that.
Okay.
That's the end of that.
Real quick, from this document here, I love this question here. Will you be cooperating with Lego on this project? And his response is, they will definitely get the invitation. Thumbs up emoji.
like it's a party.
Come on down, everyone.
Dude, I love the idea of like Christian Faber doing one of those like Los County Fair commercials, but it's like, hey Lego, come on down to Copenhagen. We're gonna make some Bionicle.
Dude, does not.
I feel so bad for this comment here.
No, I love a lot of these. Like the January 11th, the Great Spirit Robot smiling with a thumbs up. It's if only he could just stop being so cryptic, and then he responds with, "I wish the exact same."
Oh my gosh.
Or Faber, just give it to a straight mate, please. There is no straight road to this. Trust me. If there was, it had been done already. But I'm afraid of the uncharted road. Hope it will all make sense at some point. So.
No, I mean, like, there is
like,
a part of me. The one point in all this that I've sympathized with him was actually a Facebook comment he made a while ago. I think it was on mask posting, maybe. It was something along the lines of, you tell me how you would go about trying to revive, such a massive, beloved, IP. Something along those lines.
How many replies did he get?
I don't know, but probably a lot. And I mean, the spirit of that comment, I respect, because it's like, well, he's trying something here.
Yeah,
he's trying to do right by the fans. Dude obviously gets why people like Bionicle, and he's just trying to bring it back. So I can't exactly hate him for that, but I would expect
the judges are still out for the execution grade.
Yeah, like. This might seem a bit, a bit cavalier of me to say, being some random, talking head on YouTube, some 22-year-old guy who's never, worked for a marketing firm or a company or whatever. But I would think that someone who's well experienced in this field would realize that there's a much better, much easier, much more transparent way of doing this. And that the only time that secrecy of this sort would be understandable is if you actually have something that is in the works that you cannot be allowed to reveal because of NDA. And at that point, this becomes like a hype campaign, But the fact that we know he's not actively working on any official Lego product line or whatever, the fact that we know this is all, ideas that he's hoping to get realized, paints a bit of a different picture, because at that point, why exactly? Like, no one's forcing him to do it this way. He's choosing to do it this way for whatever reason. He legitimately believes this is the best path forward, and that's a little frustrating to me personally.
Makes me wonder if he's actually pitched something and he's just getting ghosted on a response back, and so he's trying to maintain this hype of, look, guys, there could be something coming, but he doesn't know because he himself hasn't gotten an answer.
That's a theory.
A Lego theory. Oh, sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Don't make me start that channel.
I think it was a channel for a little bit.
Oh no.
I think.
Well,
if it's as bad as I was just imagining I would make it, then I can see why it's not around anymore.
Yeah.
Do it.
Hey, Pat, do you want to tune in?
Real quick, there's this. I love this one from the document. Yep, you can't continue Bionicle if you don't have the copyright, so people should stop expecting that, and Faber should stop pretending to promise it, which I agree with. And Faber responded with, "Please stop telling me what I can and cannot do. Nothing is impossible. If that way of thinking had been present back when Bionicle was created, it would never have happened in the first place."
Whoa,
all right, guys. Faber, he's going all in. Copyright law, forget about it.
Dude, why have copyright law when you
Wow.
believe, when you have the power of dreams?
Patent office? What's that?
Burn it to the ground. You're stomping on my
The power on my
dreams.
side.
He's buying a private island. He's calling it Matanui, and he's going through the process to make it a sovereign nation. Laws don't apply to him anymore.
Exactly.
Thank
He
God.
is Matanui.
Dude, he's just gonna upload his consciousness into an AI system, and he's gonna be Matanui. Like,
Yeah, he will be the island.
yeah.
Dude, I love it. Give me Faber on a grand scale.
Dude, just superimpose Faber in the mocap suit in the poster of the GSR, standing up out of the ocean.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
What? What's
well,
up? What have you found?
Couple of things. First of all,
Oh no.
we did have a super chat earlier.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Cult of Christensen gave us $1.99. Thank you very much, and asked, "How was being on the Bricks and Bits podcast go, LJ?" First of all, thank you, and to make a brief answer, it was great. I had a very good time.
Nice.
So,
Ah.
the other
Very
thing
solid stuff.
is because I figure we're gonna be wrapping up this this segment pretty soon. I want to end it on a high note. I want to end
Yes.
it on
We have a good stuff.
on a positive aspect, and that is to actually showcase something. I would like to showcase a project I just ran across. It is a Bionicle project on Lego Ideas. It is by Miro Vinci, I believe.
All right.
This
Yeah.
project is the Toa Mata Brickheads.
Oh.
6 Toa Mata
No way.
as brickheads with little canisters, and Pohatu has his little rock.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I don't know.
I want this.
I don't know how successful this would be. I don't know how far it could get, but I really want to put an emphasis on showcasing Bionicle Lego Ideas projects, because this is how you bring interest into a theme that Lego has no longer continued. This is how you bring it up to them and be like, hey, I want this to be a thing. So, shouting this out, Miro Vinci, Lego Bionicle Brickheads 20th Anniversary Set. Go check it out.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Dude,
that.
I'm gonna go support this right now. Hold up.
Absolutely,
I'm
I
gonna
will
go
do that right now as well.
Oh yeah, everybody.
I'm too lazy to do that. I'll get it later. it's in my book bag. I think I left it in the car. I'm
Will
just not
you,
gonna-
Leo? Will you remember?
I will. Yes, I will. Look, all right. I don't forget things that easily anymore.
Anymore. Oh,
I'm
boy.
supporter number 99, boy.
Oh, wait.
LJ wants to be the big 100.
No, log me in, dang it, log me in, no!
Oh,
Somebody
I'll
get
do
it
I'll
before-
do
No!
it.
No!
Snipe him. Snipe him.
Sniping, boys.
Are they suddenly?
I hate
receiving
sniper
a very
large
large influx of-
Kaz.
No!
What did you get, boy?
Kaz.
Thank you, Kaz. Very
Well
cool.
done, Kaz. Well done.
Thank you,
Praise
Cass.
based Kaz.
I hate you,
Sugoi
Kaz.
Desu.
Bruh. All right. With that said, I think that pretty much ends the Faber talk. Unless any of you have any more insights on the matter.
Yo, hit me up. I've got an IP, Faber. Hit me up.
Faber, come on the podcast, please. We'd love to talk with you.
Please.
Do
Please.
it for the rest of the community and see if you can get support.
Do it
for the
Please,
Vine,
Devon,
dude.
please.
Do it for the big B.
Don't forget my favorite comment of his: "Will B become 3?"
Yo,
I
B
love
movie
that.
2 and 3 confirmed.
Oh yeah.
Ow.
Yeah, boy. All right.
right.
Well, we do actually have some positive Bionicle news, which
Well,
LJ.
we have some, not, I wouldn't call it positive necessarily. I would call it interesting.
I'd call it positive.
Before we get into that, we do have another super chat. JPEG Plays donated $1.99 and says, "What if he starts a Kickstarter to buy the IP?"
I'd give $5.
That
I mean, me too.
Yeah, no.
I'd give $5.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If he does that, it's gonna flop harder than a whale coming down from jumping out of the water. Okay,
Dude, do you realize how expensive buying IPs are? I was joking when I said 2 million. It's more like 20 or 30 million.
Yeah, it would be an extremely large quantity, and there's really nobody in the community that could somehow do that. It's a ridiculous amount.
Isn't it directly proportional to how much money the IP made in the first place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Plus
but
some,
it's
because
somewhat.
then you've got to account for all the money that they'd be losing if the success of it continues after the purchase.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's a massive amount of money. You're not going to be able to get that from the Bionicle community that exists now.
No.
Yeah. I don't even think you could get it from the past. It's just such a large value that
it's hundreds.
It's just impossible.
Hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars.
Dude, watch me.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, if anybody could do it,
I'm gonna do it. It's
the
not if
system-
anybody could do it. It's if anybody would do it. I'm that idiot who's gonna spend $50 million to buy Bionicle and do nothing with it.
Guys, see, it's all a ploy. He's trying to get into the system. He's hacking in as we speak. He's gonna transfer the ownership. Oh, it's happening. It's happening,
It's happening right now. It's mine.
That's the password. That's the password for the console.
Dude, I'm in.
Yeah.
yeah, boy.
All right.
Dude, I haven't followed Mir's Bionicle.
Dude, it would be terrible.
Mir, well, hold on now. Who's voicing Pohatu Liwa in Mir's Bionicle?
Oh my goodness.
In mine, it would be like Brendan Fraser and
What are you doing? Mir, no.
I'm memeing hard
No,
right
This is
now.
what we call being stabbed in the back live.
This is what we call the betrayal.
I'm gonna do what's called a pro betrayal move. All right.
I'm about to execute what is commonly referred to as a pro gamer move.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Let's go ahead and get into the other news today. So
Yes, fill us in.
I alluded to this earlier. Greg Farshty, Lego author, Bionicle author, so on and so forth. He answered a question on the TTV message boards today, and this was a topic posted by Hemeracy, who had this to ask. Would you be okay with doing... well, here, I'm going to start from the beginning of the post. There are many characters that never got any canon depictions, and I think running mock and or art competitions to represent them, represent some of them, would be a great way to help keep the community together and active. Mock competitions don't get as much attention as they used to, but having the winners become canon representations would certainly generate interest. So, would you be okay with doing any such canonization? I imagine these as potentially being very much like the competition for Certivus Legendary Ice Clitorian, i.e. mock competitions, with some artwork based on the winning mock. To that, Mr. Farshty said, if the community was okay with this, I would be willing to do it.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, that's dangerous.
Uh-huh.
mean,
It's
true.
very. Because
True.
Greg Farshty, notably, helped the website BZ Power run canonization contests. This is how you would get a lot of different stories. You would get, like the poster said, Certivus. You would even have, oh heavens, think of some other, the Iron Wolves. You would have the Mari Blaster Blade from 2007. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I'll go ahead and get like a list. But this is the first time, because he was kicked off of BZ Power about 2011, I want to say. 2013-ish.
Wait, how?
It's because Kappa, actually. It wouldn't...
Oh.
Websites had to have, you had to be... Or Lego was conforming to it, I think, if I remember correctly. So they couldn't allow their employees to be on websites that didn't have age verification. So basically something saying, I'm 13 years or older. And so BC Power refused to allow that on the website, so Greg had to leave. That's why he went over to the LEGO message boards, and then from there to our website, because we do have that. And that's why we say, whenever we're advertising the boards, by the way, You have to be 13 years or older. So, now, I already see some people in our YouTube live chat going, Bionicle competitions are coming back! Oh my gosh, they're happening!
Yeah, immediately.
Stop it! Stop it! Knock that off right now. Here's the deal. Greg said if the community is okay with it, he'd be willing to do it. That is not a I will do it. That is a I want to make sure this is the right thing and that people actually want this to happen. Because Greg has said he kind of stopped doing certain things because, well, the community wasn't really super excited about the canon, the story serials.
Winners.
Well, no, the story serials, and then the rampant canonization he did in LEGO message boards, where he's like,
he has a habit of being yelled at for everything he does.
Yeah, exactly. And so,
hey man, that's what we did to Faber tonight, man.
yeah, but it's a little different. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, you're right, but still, you know, like,
You're right.
you gotta take your lumps.
So, right now, we're in a position where he has agreed he'd be willing to do it if the community wants it. So, I don't know where to go from here, honestly.
I mean, look, here's the thing. People want it. The thing is, how far is too far? That's the thing. What's up?
Here's an interesting observation: is that like back in the BZ Power days when they were doing the canonization competitions, a lot of us at that point in time were kids. A lot of the fans were kids and teenagers, and you know, while some of us stood out really brightly against others, not to say that I did, because I was a terrible writer back then, but the thing is that so many of us have matured our skills in writing contests I kind of got my start in the community from being a part of RSG and RSG making masks, and like if he's talking about the canonization of designs and stuff like that, we're talking about 3D modelers and 2D artists and all sorts of different aspects where we have perfected that craft and we can make Bionicle something even more than what we anticipated it to be when we were younger doing these kinds of things.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's really like it's going to come down to the how, because what you just described is really bold and ambitious. What you described is like we have the tools nowadays to actually make these character representations in such a way to, like, you know, take full advantage of all the tools we have. But like from Greg's perspective, all he's talking about is, you know, back when it was done before, which was just make a mock with already existing Lego pieces. Yeah. So there would need to be rules hashed out, like what is and isn't allowed in the modern era. Should we allow custom pieces for characters? I would say yes.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that because of the way that technology and the tools that we have nowadays have transformed the way that we can tell stories and the way that we can present characters as a whole, I think that should be respected in these kinds of contests. I think that it would be a shame to not.
They inspired them in the first place, so...
Yeah, exactly.
And it would preclude all those annoying things from years past where, you know, someone would make a mock and it would be for a canon design of a character, but it would use a mask that they shouldn't be able to have.
Yeah.
And you would have to explain it away. But then you run into another problem, because then you're going to have people saying, well, do I have to be, you know, a 3D modeler in order to compete in these contests? Well, so there's problems either way.
Oh, yeah, sure.
In a contest, can you just make it so that there's like one for 2D, one for 3D, and one for mocking as one winner for each? That way, not to like completely rule out everybody.
Yeah,
give everybody a fair chance at, you know, getting something canonized.
And
good idea.
Additionally, like when you come into discrepancies, like with, say, you have a 2D drawing that of, and again going back to the RSG thing, like say you have a 2D, several 2D drawings of just different stylings of a new mask, or if you're making mocks that have models of different kinds of masks, but that are marked as the same power. They're just different interpretations. The cool thing that you can justify with that, like if you have discrepancies between the 3D models and the 2D art, you can say, well, they're regional variants. And we've seen that before. We've seen other types of shapes for Kanohi. So
there's, I mean, the basic 3 types of Kanohi, just like you get the great, the noble, and the brain words. You know, there's so many different variations of the same type of mask. I mean, Tahu and Lee Khan's masks look so different, and yet they do the same exact thing. So
yeah,
there's elbow room and
this is
leeway.
what we have to do. We have to, and I don't know who should be the arbiter to do this. I like you guys' ideas, so I'm thinking we maybe should take the lead on it just because YOLO. But this needs to be an actual. This needs to be an actual formatted like pitch. This doesn't need to be presented to Greg. Like, and I'm not saying the person who asked this question was wrong. Like, props for getting the ball rolling. Obviously this comes first, gauging Greg's interest. But past this point, this needs to be a proper, well thought out, structured pitch. We make a topic on the boards, we gather feedback, we make a video about it, we gather feedback, and then we present that to Greg and be like, all right, so this is an actual, idea for how this is handled, because again, BZP used to handle the contests a lot of the time, and all Greg did was canonize the winners. So the infrastructure would need to be made by us, and because the TTV message boards is where Greg is currently based, that would fall to us. But we don't want to do it in a vacuum because there's a bigger community here. So we should formulate an idea for how this could be done and then present it, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm down to help with that.
I'm down to help as well.
All right. Well, we'll work on this then, because this is the best way to finally get some representation for characters like Helrix, Artaka, people who never had canon appearances.
Helrix is going to be amazing. Oh, I'm so excited to see that.
And then we can figure out, designs for the Toa of Ice from Lee Khan's.
Okay, nope, you're done.
A 16 Toa of Ice.
You stop that right now, mister.
Small aside, related actually, I saw somebody make a Toa Mangai team, and they included designs for a bunch of different Toes of Ice, and they were all unique, and they were all really well constructed. It was pretty cool. I'll see if I can find that, and I'll post it in the Patreon server later.
People got skills.
All right. Do I need to read the Bionicle story then for this if I have to help? Because I still haven't read it. I just play the games.
bro, just footnote.
LJ, LJ, I've mentioned before. I've only watched the movies, the game, and played the games.
Dude, you've got it all. No, you're fine. Yeah.
Leo's favorite Bionicle story is Bionicle Hero.
Bro, it's fun.
Is your favorite Bionicle the red one?
No, I don't even know really what my favorite. Oh no, Pohatu's my favorite. I take that back.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I've always liked Pohatu. No, I like seriously, Pohatu and Onu are like my two favorites.
They're bros. I love them.
Elder's mad.
Dude, LJ's about to fire Leo.
I know.
And he didn't even. I don't even know if any of us are hired yet. Like, this is terrifying.
No, this is good. We can spin this, Elder. This can be a positive for Leo. Someone experiencing the Bionicle story and reporting on his experiences.
That's true. That could be a whole segment on the Knack and Jay show.
Weekly Leo check-in.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Is there like a Google Doc or something with everything on it?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'll send it your way.
Right.
Yeah. Somebody compiled the entire thing into a really nice format. It's so cool to read.
All right.
For now, I think we'll begin the wrap up process.
Yep.
I mean, we don't have to end, but it is like 11:20.
We're gonna go and start winding down. We do have another super chat. This comes courtesy of 2600 down the drain, who donated $10. Thank you very much. Who says this? Chris is releasing an original IP. It's called Bionicle. It's about part robot, part plant men who live on the peninsula of Marti Nuti. 6 elemental heroes must face the evil Monono or whatever.
Monono. Okay, can I just say that sounds like it was read through like a Google Translate? Like,
Yeah, he just gave another $5. Thank you. And with this message, Faber is not gonna buy the Bionicle IP. He's going to buy Lego.
oh, yes, the real
Dude,
dream.
I for one bow to my God King Faber by Lego.
What if he's just running for some kind of political position? It's Faber 2020. What?
Head of Legoland.
Dude, I'm about it.
All right. So I have something to share with you all.
Oh boy.
Oh,
I've been working throughout this episode on the thing that I alluded to earlier.
No, no.
I
Oh my
disassembled my Han Solo sets.
Oh no.
And just as a refresher, where last they were 3. Now they are B.
Oh, no.
And for B, I mean the best.
Oh my god.
Yo.
Here, everyone. Allow me to give you a before and
Delete
after.
this.
Dude, this is like Starship Troopers stuff.
Everyone.
Dude, they're the bugs.
He's
Oh
been
my
clinched.
LJ, I'll have another one for you momentarily.
Oh,
Because that's his
my-
standard resting mode. But now we
Oh,
unfurl into attack mode.
Let me get these pictures up!
One of us tells only the truth.
He's unleashed the wither upon the island.
One of us tells only lies, and the other one will take your order at Burger King.
Han Solo Wither roll up into assault mode.
Finally,
Dude,
I'll go ahead and
Droidicus got weird.
Oh boy.
finally last picture.
Han trio.
Oh, those droidicas.
I'm really proud of the one where he stands up and
You
the
shouldn't, man.
That's really good, dude.
Yeah.
This
bringing
is
this to Brick
outstanding. Please, yeah, you better display this.
Are you going to Brick Fair, Meso?
I'll bring it to the next Brick Fair, I
Yeah,
guess.
okay. There you go.
You mean to tell me you're gonna leave this in this build for
Yes,
for who knows how long?
Yes.
Meso, post this on the message boards.
I will.
He
Han
doesn't
trio,
use the
Han
message
trio.
boards.
I hope it gets featured.
I'm gonna submit this to
Maybe-
a canonization contest.
Yes.
Oh yes,
That's
this
so.
is, this
Maybe.
is gonna be the Pohatu Kata. It's all 3 different sets of
That's
Pohatu.
Yes.
Spotlight on this.
Yes, please.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Those are my shenanigans. It's over. It's over, fellas.
Is this it? Is this the
This is
end?
it.
I think
Is this
we're
how we
wrapping up.
die?
I think this was a good episode, fellas.
It was fun.
This was super
Yeah.
fun.
This was awesome.
I for one support all 3 of you. We'll see if Emperor LJ decrees as such.
Oh no!
Well,
But I was quite
I
pleased
think-
with the dynamic today.
After my Brandon Fraser comment, I'm gonna get fired.
Every podcast I'm on, I dig a deeper hole. Like some one random
Here.
comment I make.
I will give a decree. Give me just a moment, though. We got another super chat from 26,000 down the drain who gave $2 with this message.
You are
Meso's
so generous, sir.
new Galador sets look great.
Dude, can I just say thank you all for the super chat? It's it's very helpful in an era where YouTube doesn't really do much of anything.
Yeah.
It's really, really awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Mm-hmm. It helps everybody out.
All right.
Well, not you.
So here's the deal. I have a decree. I've made a decision on one of you guys.
Oh boy, what are you?
Oh boy.
And here's that. I want to reference back to a comment Mir made just moments ago. I'm gonna get fired, and well, honestly, Mir, I can't fire you because technically I didn't hire you until now. And now you're fired. Anyway, moving on.
All right, farewell. Official statement regarding Mir. All right.
Right out the gate.
Right.
Let's just get this done.
With that being
Perfect.
said,
I'm about it.
We are gonna go ahead and end episode 343, sponsored by 343.
It's not sponsored by
Sponsored.
343.
Halo Infinite
No, it's
2020.
sponsored by Guilty Spark, bro.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
gosh.
The price of a Halo
chocolate?
Infinite copy. Spoiler.
It's
Dude,
too late for these shenanigans.
when are we gonna get Halo Infinite footage?
Never mess up.
Aquafina, brought to you by Cortana.
The game out this year.
It's
We don't need footage, all right? We
Is
just
it?
need
Dude, it's
hope.
Halo. We're gonna buy it.
Oh,
Will that be enough for LJ? It's Halo. Will that be enough for you?
It's LJ. He'll buy it.
no,
see.
don't.
You're gonna
no.
boot up the game, and it's just gonna be Christian Faber standing there, and he says, "This is what I bring to you. This is the legend of the Bionicle, sponsored by Master Chief."
Yes.
He's gonna be just there in a mocap suit, T-posing.
He's gonna T-pose, and then a model of Brown Huki will appear next to him.
Did you just call him Huki?
I used to call him Yuki.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's dirty.
It was all about that Yuki life.
Oh,
I'm
never
gonna be
speak in my
butchered for
presence
this.
again.
I was also a Lua guy.
Yeah, you were one of those. Wait, Mir, how do you say Liwa?
I mean,
Mir?
back when I first met you, I intentionally called him Lewa
Oh, okay, intentionally.
Lewa.
Okay.
just to make you angry, and I got the exact reaction I wanted out of you too.
Lenovo.
Okay. Everyone, that's gonna be about it. Meso, do I have to do the plugs again?
One more time, just for good measure.
No, fair enough. Just in case this video gets kappaed, make sure you head on down to the description where you can get a link to the TTV message boards. It's board.ttvchannel.com. You have to be 13 years or older. However, you can go over there. It's a good time. Read the rules. LEGO author Greg Farshty is there answering questions, as we discussed earlier. Additionally, if you want to get in on the fun in the TTV Patreon Discord server and the TTV Survival Factions Minecraft server on the island of Matanui, make sure you head on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/TheTTV channel. And finally, for updates on video releases and podcast announcements, make sure you head on over to our Twitter, @TheTTV channel. And that's about it.
Thank you, kind sir, and thank you, Leo, Zach, and Mir for being on today. I had a grand old time.
Pleasure.
And
Yeah,
of
this
course,
is super fun.
It was really fun to be here.
congratulations to Mir, who I wasn't joking. If you're willing to accept the offer, you're all done in my book.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, all right, that works.
Solid. All right. Well, fare thee well, friends. Every week I like to give a shout out to one random patron. Sometimes we do it. This week I'll give a shout out to a new patron, active Minecraft faction server player, and the guy of many shops, because he's he perseveres a lot. He's very resilient and he keeps rebuilding even when they get torn down. Goes to Trevador. So props
What a
to you,
champ.
Trevador. You have good architecture design. All right.
Good job.
And with that being said,
You want
let
some
us go
music?
ahead and end this episode. Music is
Music time.
See ya, everybody.
See ya,
music
everybody.
power.
Have a-
Music